If you don't identify yourself as an animal, the animal's included. Everything's included in totality. Nothing is separate. Everyone wants to get to oneness by trying to make the animal mush itself into everything else. But that's not how you get to oneness. You already are one, alone, only one. There is no other. There's only one consciousness here, really. There's only one heart. Love is love, homogeneous. So you can't make me be one, because me is inherently separate. It's an idea of separation. And it will always be separate, but it's included in the totality. Every individual is included in totality. It's not either or. It's not sitting in emptiness and it's not lost in form. It's neither one, and both are included. In our animal identities, we want to reproduce and be successful. Get the prestige of our group, have everyone look up to us, be, whatever the criteria of the animal is, Chimpanzees have social hierarchies. Gorillas have social hierarchies. And so as an animal, that's what we want. We want to survive, we want to have a group, we want to have a family, we want to have me as a big somebody. That's a survival mechanism, is I am somebody. And it's useful, it's been useful. But now we're growing out of it, we're growing up. It's not that me as somebody is bad or wrong. It's just an imagination. It's a concept, a useful concept. But it's not the me as somebody that wakes up and then is free. You wake up from the idea of yourself. It's just that simple. You already are consciousness. You just wake up from the idea of yourself. It's not the body that gets enlightened. It's something you stop your imaginary identity that I am somebody, which seems like the most important thing. I have to be somebody. I should be an important somebody. I should be a successful somebody. I should be a lovable somebody. I should be a loving somebody. I should be a serving somebody. You just simply give up the idea of a somebody. You already are yourself. You already are immortal, intelligent love. And that's what lives. That's what animates the body. That's what breathes the breath. That's what sees with the eyes. Then you are yourself. How will I be myself? Who knows? If you're following a form, if you're following a pattern, if you're following a concept, that's not yourself. That's some idea of yourself. Then, relationships appear, they disappear. Your career appears and disappears. It all comes and goes quite naturally. It's a karmic momentum that started with birth and ends with death. And anywhere along the trajectory, you can stop and wake up, be free, liberated. And then the karmic momentum of the body continues. You don't change it, you don't have to fix it, you don't have to make it better, you don't make it more spiritual. You're free. You don't have to change it, you don't have to not change it. You're free. You don't have to end your relationship and you don't have to stay in your relationship. You're free. Love is in charge. And love is a better parent. Love is a better partner. Love is a better child than you could ever be. Because at the root, every ego is filled with self-hatred, despair, hopelessness. And we try to fix it or overlook it or create something else, not examine it. But it's at the root of every ego. It's the gateway in. If you're willing to fall into it rather than avoid it or fix it or medicate it, you find what's deeper. It's a secret gateway into yourself. It's the bottom of ego. Self-hatred, and then everything gets built on top of that. Fear, anger, sadness, and then all the stories that personalize those feelings. All that's to avoid the fundamental despair of being incarnate as a human, destined to die. So it's what we avoid the most, and it's the secret way in. And along the way, you meet everything that you've been running from. You meet your rage, you meet your hatred, you meet your fear, you meet your worthlessness. All the ideas of yourself, all the feelings of yourself that have been avoided are there to meet you on the way in or on the way out. You can skip it all and go directly to freedom. Beautiful. That's what I recommend, the shortest way. But then, everything you've skipped will be there to be met. Everything will arise. Self-hatred will arise. Rage will arise. Fear will arise. Neediness will arise. It all arises to be burned, to be met. Not to be fixed, not to be changed, but simply to be experienced as freedom, as emptiness. And it becomes a holy fire. It's your own fire. So the possibility is to stop right now. To not touch the next thought. Not touch your past, not touch your future. Not touch any I. The first arising of I. When it starts to arise, follow it back down. Where does this I come from? What's it made out of? What does it return to? And when the I returns back to its source, what are you? Who are you? When you realize who you are, stay true to yourself. Love yourself. Embrace yourself so fully that you never want to turn away. And the more deeply you embrace yourself, the more deeply you're fulfilled. The more deeply you surrender to yourself, the more deeply you're filled with love, filled with intelligence. And life is a mystery, a mysterious play of love. And you are love, playing your role. Your role as a somebody. And that same role, with the same people, instead of being motivated by running from fear and chasing a carrot, it's there as love. You show up with your same family members, your same people you work with. But instead of me showing up with my secret agendas and my problems and my love shows up. Man, you're happy, you're fulfilled. And those that meet you benefit. And you are in service. Your life is a life of service. Love serving love. And it spreads heart to heart. Each one by one. So you don't have to be an avatar, you don't have to be a saint, you don't have to be anything special. Just a human incarnation, my teacher said. Human incarnation is enough to be free, to be love, to be silent. Silence is the universal solvent. Silence cures all ills, untangles all knots, heals all wounds, finishes all stories, reveals the truth. Silence is your nature. Be still and see. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. May all beings be free.